Hey guys, Jake Baldino for gameranx here, bringing you another episode of Before You Buy, the show where we give you unfiltered gameplay and impressions on the latest games that come out. This time around, we're talking about SOMA, available for PlayStation 4, PC, and Mac, and it retails for $30. And the big question is it good? Is it scary? Because the creators are the guys Frictional Games, the people who made Amnesia, the revolutionary first-person horror game that kind of brought back that first-person indie scary scene. Now, let's talk about SOMA in comparison to Amnesia, because it's the elephant in the room. Is it as scary? No. No, it's not. But it seems, honestly, like a better game in any other sense of the word. What I mean by that is, well, yeah, sure, it's not as engaging in the sense of being scared and running away from enemies. There's just so much more story and game and pacing here that just really keeps you hooked in, and SOMA is pretty damn good. As you can see from the gameplay, the graphics and art design here are really on point. And now, while you might be thinking it's a bit like just a scarier BioShock, well, yeah, it is, but that's not a bad thing. There's a lot of things I don't really want to spoil. I'm going to avoid all spoilers because there is some stuff I really want you guys to experience for yourself when you play this game. But ultimately, you find yourself as a regular, everyday Joe named Simon who finds himself in an underwater energy and research facility. There's lots of robots and creepy things happen, and you basically have to make your way through this adventure. And that's the best part of this game, is that it's expertly paced and it's always moving forward. While there are a lot of slower beats, you're listening to audio diaries, you're figuring things out. There's actually a large amount of just typing and doing things on computers, uploading your little device, accessing old emails, typing in passwords, but it's really refreshing and it just feels really cool. It feels like you're doing real computer science stuff. And that's one thing I can say about this game, is that it does not hold your hand at all. Actually, that might bother some people because it doesn't tell you anything or where to go or what to do. You basically have to figure out everything for yourself. This game is so hardcore, like right in the beginning, you find a password for a computer scribbled on a note that you can barely make out. And the game doesn't save it for you. You have to remember that code yourself and then find the keypad and punch it in. This game does not hold your hand at all, and it especially thrusts you right in when you gotta start hiding and running from creepy robot underwater monster things. You really just gotta figure it out for yourself, but basically it boils down to being pretty easy. Unlike Amnesia, where you just basically couldn't look at the monsters or you're dead, these things you can look at, and they're not quite as scary, but they're just as dangerous. But they're also pretty dumb and very easy to sneak around. Most of the time, you just gotta step around one of these blind bad guys, throw something to distract him, and go around him. It doesn't feel as intense or breathtaking as Amnesia, but it's still satisfying. But on the same hand, it's definitely not as involved and hardcore and challenging as something like Alien Isolation. That being said, though, this game has a great sense of mood, atmosphere, and sound design. The game is incredibly scary, not when you're hiding from monsters, but when you're just kind of walking around and experiencing the world. There's lots of jump scares with vent shafts breaking or pipes bursting, but it all works, and it all just feels great. And something with this whole under-research facility really makes this game feel unique. Even though it's something that we've kind of seen in System Shock and BioShock, it's taken to a different level here, and it's really refreshing. And the story does a lot of weird, interesting, and frankly fucked up things that I don't want to spoil here, that I want you guys to really experience for yourself. I'm actually dying for some other people to beat this game so I can hear more about it, because the story and everything is damn good, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's no wonder Frictional Games took their time making this game after the first Amnesia, because this is certainly an evolution and the next step of what they made with Amnesia. This game is awesome. Like I said, some of the running and hiding from monster stuff is a little less fulfilling. You might not get exactly what you want out of that, but just enjoying this world, unlocking computer terminals, listening to audio diaries, figuring out what happened, and just looking at all bunch of creepy shit, SOMA is immensely satisfying in that regard. And it took me about 8.5, almost 9 hours to beat. There's a lot of game here, and especially since it's not a full price game, it retails for $30. I can definitely recommend this to anybody who's ever been a fan of one of those PC indie first-person horror games, because the Amnesia guys were definitely not a one-hit wonder. Honestly, SOMA is really simple. There's not too many more mechanics or things I can talk about, and I don't want to spoil the story, so I want you to figure it out for yourself. So here's the deal. If you have been playing SOMA, let's talk about it in the comments. Try not to spoil anything, but let us know what you like about the game the most. I want to talk about it with you. And if you want, you can follow me on Twitter and talk about SOMA at Jake Baldino. If you did have a good time with this video and maybe steered you in the right or wrong direction with SOMA, click the like button, because that's the best way you can help us out. And subscribing is the best thing you can do, because we put out videos like this every single day. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.